swatches on the new Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer Eye Palette. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with it. Do I think it's something that you need in your collection? Stay tuned to find out. I did use this palette and the original Kat Von D Eye Contour palette to create this eye look today. No, I am very sorry, I did not film the eye look. This took me, no joke, 2 hours to do. So there was no way in hell I was going to be able to film this. I'm actually going out for a really fancy dinner tonight, and I wanted to do something really glam, and I wanted to use the new palette, so I had no idea what I was doing. I just sat down and started putting stuff on my face, and this is what I came up with. It's kind of like that smoky, grungy cat eye with still that nice glitter glam to it. Did that make any sense? That sounded really weird. Hopefully y'all understood that. I'm actually really impressed with how it came out, but then again, for sitting there for 2 hours, it better have come out this good, damn it. So I do apologize. I will let you guys know which colors I used out of each of the palettes in case you want to try to recreate this on your own. I mean, I don't think it's that difficult. It's just very time consuming if you're like a perfectionist like me. Anyway, I did show this palette in my June favorites video. Towards the end of that video, I did like a small little haul, and I did show this. I did do swatches in that video as well, but they were kind of just like quick half-ass swatches on my arm. They weren't like up close and personal. So today is going to be up close and personal swatches. The inside of the palette I really, really like, and I was going back and forth between the new one and the old one, and I really, really like this new one. It is $1 more than the original one. Obviously, because, I mean, it has this gorgeous mirror inside. It's a plastic case, and it's glitter. Like, how can you not want to charge more for this? It's so pretty. Let's just compare the two so you can see the differences. This one here is the original Shade and Light Eye Contour, and this one is the Shade and Light Glimmer palette. As you can see, this one has like the embossed lettering on it. This one does not. This one is cardboard. This one is plastic. I really, really, really like the new palette much better. Not necessarily the colors inside, but just the feel of the palette. It just feels like it's worth the money that you're paying for it. And like this one that's just cardboard. This is them opened up. This one I can actually, it's really flappy obviously because it's cardboard. This one only goes back so far, so you could actually like sit this on your countertop or wherever you do your makeup and actually be able to like position the mirror if you were going to be using the mirror in the palette, which is nice. Unlike this one, it's just floppy and you can't do anything. As you can see, the colors are obviously very, very similar because they were supposed to be like sister palettes. Just one is more shiny, glimmery, glam, and the other is just all matte eyeshadows. The back of the palettes are lined up pretty much the exact same. They have the names and everything on the back. Obviously, my Shade and Light Eye Contour palette has been beaten the hell up. I have had this for quite a few years now. Pretty much since she came out with it, I had to get my hands on it because I was just like, oh, all matte eyeshadows, totally up my alley, so I wanted them. As you can see, like, my palette is just, it's grungy and beaten to death, and yeah. So it's not the prettiest of conditions. It's very well used. Then this palette here, I do like it because it's easier to clean because it's that plastic. So if it were to get dirty on the outside, you could easily just take a wipe and clean it off. Like this one, which kind of just gets banged up and dirty, and yeah, it doesn't stay pretty forever. Exactly what its name is. It is a copper shade. It is metallic and it is extremely creamy in texture. The second shade here is called Bronze. It is a frost shadow. It has a lot of pickup in the pan or kickback, whatever you want to call it. Even when I dip my finger in to just get a swatch, it picks a lot of the shadow up. It is very high shine though, and I do have that on the center of my lid today. This third shade here is called Sterling. I actually found a dupe for this. It is a ColourPop eyeshadow, the color Fringe. I personally think the ColourPop one is better. It just has more pigmentation. This one here just really lacks pigmentation and has a lot of sparkle. But it just, I don't know, I find the ColourPop one to be a lot better. This one here, if you were to just take your finger and just dot it on your eyelid or something, just for a little sparkle, it would probably do the trick, but there isn't really any pigmentation behind the sparkle. So you're not going to get like this white sparkly eyeshadow. It's more or less just going to be sparkle. This fourth shade here is called Cinder. It's pretty much like a cinder color, like when wood burns, like the cinder, you know, I don't know. It's the perfect name for it, honestly. It is a metallic shadow and it is very creamy in texture as well. This black shade here is called Onyx. I'm really not that impressed with it. I mean, I had to really put a lot of glitter glue down on my eyelid today to really get it really deep in this outer V and to make the cat eye effect. It is very pretty, don't get me wrong. It has like silver reflect glitters in it, but the black itself is not very black. And you probably saw that from the swatches. It's more of like a charcoal. There's really no pigmentation there, so I was kind of disappointed in that one, but it's okay. This sixth shade here is called Glacier. It is a luster color. It has lots of sparkle in it. It actually reminds me a lot of the Diamond Dust by Stila, those liquid glitters. It reminds me a lot of that because when you shift it, it really looks like a diamond, like all the different lights and everything. That's what it reminds me of. It has like multicolored glitters in there. Again though, it's not very pigmented. It is more pigmented than the other white shadow, but not that much. This seventh shade here is called Rust. It is another metallic eyeshadow, extremely creamy in texture. I actually really like these shadows a lot. The texture is so nice and a little goes a very, very long way. And it's just like a really nice burnt bricky kind of color. This eighth shade here is called Jasper. It is really lacking pigmentation. I really am not impressed with this shade at all. I did find a dupe for it. It is by ColourPop and it's called Blaze. I think the Blaze is much better with pigmentation, but this here is just a shimmer eyeshadow. There's no color really behind it at all. I was kind of disappointed in that. This last color in the palette is called Quartz. This is a frost shadow. It is very high shine, very glittery. I do have it in my inner corner today. I absolutely love this shadow. This would be so beautiful all over the lid with just like a little subtle color in the crease. So pretty. I already have so many looks I am prepared to do with that shadow. It too does have a little bit of pickup like that other color I was talking about, but it's not that bad. And I did find a dupe for it, but I don't think that the color is available anymore. It's another ColourPop shadow. It's called Birthday Girl. It was a limited edition color, I believe, with them, unless they made it permanent in their line. I haven't ordered anything from ColourPop in like a couple of years, so I have no idea what they have going on right now. But I was just going through the colors that reminded me from my collection to this. Yeah, I absolutely love that color. For the top three shadows, you have Porcelain, Dusk, and Dune. They are all just satin eyeshadows. They have a little bit of a shimmer to them. Very, very creamy in texture. I absolutely loved the texture of them. Very, very nice. I used this one here as my highlight today because I didn't want too crazy of a highlight. Just something so that when the light would hit my face, it would be like, ooh, yes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want like too heavy of a highlight, so I wanted to try that one out just so that I could stay within this palette to test out as much as I could. And I really liked that as a highlight. It did a really good job. Yeah, so that was my thoughts on the eyeshadows. Now, if you really want my opinion whether or not you need to go and spend the $49 on this because you absolutely have to have it in your collection, no, absolutely not. This is just something for the makeup addict like myself who absolutely has to have glitter everything in their life because I have a problem. I do think overall though that this palette is very, very nice. I do wish that a few of the shades in here had more pigmentation and less glitter in a sense because some of it is just like so much glitter without like that color behind it to really make it pop. So it was definitely lacking that. I also didn't really like the fact that I had to use a lot of glitter glue to get this to stick to my eye. If you just go into your brush and expect to put this on your eye and think it's going to last, it is not. You have to have some sort of a base down, a sticky base for this to last on your eyes. I definitely recommend using a glitter glue if you do plan on buying this. You can get the NYX glitter glue. I think it's like $5. I have the Too Faced one as well. That one's a little more expensive, but I do know that that one works very well. Yeah, guys, that was my opinion on this palette. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section below. This video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and like seeing these kinds of reviews with swatches and my opinions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos in the future. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.